because I need it now. Dear God, Creator, Redeemer, Sustainer, draw near right now. Amen. You may be seated, and children are invited to children's ministry with Julia, I believe. The film, The Two Popes, centers the crisis-built friendship between Cardinal Joseph Ratzinger and Cardinal Jorge Bergoglio. The story begins in 2005 with the death of Pope John Paul II, who led with a heart toward unity and justice, but was also adamant in his position against the ordination of women and married men, his anti-liberal stance on divorce, homosexuality, birth control, and abortion. Who would replace him? As cardinals from every country gathered to elect the new pope, two very different men, one, Cardinal Ratzinger, a decidedly traditional and conservative leader, is considered to be the natural successor. He is the handshaking politician who expects this promotion. The other, Bergoglio, is a surprise, an ABBA-singing Jesuit, a change agent, one who does not wish to be, in this moment or any other, lifted up as a leader. The beautiful but empty churches of Europe need reform, revival, new leadership. Change is imminent. If on the clock of the world it is time for movement, how will this new leadership emerge? In this moment of crisis and opportunity, these two men rise to the top of the pool of candidates. Well, this wouldn't be the last time these two connect to think about leadership, to discuss their opposing views on theology and spirituality. 7 years later, Ratzinger chooses to step down as he becomes the face of scandal, the church's complicity on sexual abuse. The other, despite the fact that he now seeks resignation, is being asked to step forward, to be for the people that different kind of leader. The acting is brilliant. The film is cinematically gorgeous, and the dialogue between these unlikely friends, the building of the relationship between them, is what keeps me coming back to it over and over again. I've seen it at least 3 times now. This time around, as I watched it, I caught a thought-provoking line delivered by Ghanaian Cardinal Peter Turkson. He quotes Plato: "The most important qualification for any leader is not wanting to be the leader." As the men around him prepare for the next cycle of voting, the group unanimously decides, they agree, beware any candidate who wants it, craves leadership's vices, its power. So here now, as Jesus prepares for Jerusalem, 2 of the disciples, James and John, as they fail to see and understand Jesus' mission and attempt to distinguish themselves as leaders, jockey for positions of power. Arrange it, they say, so that we will be awarded the highest places of honor in your glory. One of us at your right, the other at your left. Well, Jesus has something to say about this. Whoever wants to be great must become a servant. Whoever wants to be first among you must be your slave. That is what the Son of Man has done. He came to serve, not to be served, and then to give away his life in exchange for many who are held hostage. In our gospel reading, James and John struggle to discern the time. They think the reward for following Jesus is about being great, about holding positions of leadership and power. They misinterpret, ignore, misunderstand what Jesus tells them over and over again, that following him and any role of leadership they'll hold costs, that the mission includes both the love and brutality of the cross. That to lead is to submit, to surrender, to serve. Leadership in this new kingdom, being given a seat at this banquet, staking your claim in the fight against domination and tyranny, saying the things that need to be said, working for the liberation from bondage of all kinds and for all people. You don't know what you're asking for. Jesus' response to their request is to redefine leadership. He tells them and us that the path to true leadership is paved with service. Readers of Mark's gospel would have understood Jesus' admonishment in the symbols he chose. The cup is the cup of blood. Baptism would refer to this partial drowning. They would have heard the inherent risk in the life of those who participated as followers of the way. What motivates them, James and John, to stand up like this and make this request? When Jesus tells them of the suffering he must endure, the time of painful change that is headed their way, what compels them to seek positions of assumed authority? Are they afraid? Are they simply grasping for what they imagine will be positions of safety? Wouldn't a more healthy approach to leadership choose to invest in power that becomes one with, connects with the people? How is it that James and John have separated themselves from the other disciples in this way? It's interesting that the film's deepest conversations between Ratzinger and Bergoglio and God on leadership begin when they let their guards down to say things like, I can't. I've sinned. I've been complicit, silent when I should have spoken up. Am I worthy, forgiven? Have I done enough? Perhaps I can live my own penance. Where is God? I don't hear him anymore. When they admit the struggle of leadership, how very hard it is, they grapple with and give us insight into what leadership can look like over a lifetime. They show that leadership demands a special kind of vulnerability, discernment, a wading through doubt and insecurity, uncertainty, and in the meantime, that all-consuming surrender to service. Do you know what you're asking, what you're signing up for? Watching this movie, I couldn't help thinking about our current election cycle. What of the rise to power? What do we expect of or need from our leaders? What happens when leaders rise unexamined, grasping for power, or respond to the unique need of a moment? I also think it's worth holding space for the other disciples who aren't pleased with the potential rising of either of these candidates, James or John. And I thought with humility about my own leadership and connection to power, the opportunities I've been granted to speak into formally closed situations and rooms that have tolerated a deafening silence on important issues. I've wrestled with this kind of access and how I'll use those spaces to be an agent of love and change, to hopefully be of service. Can any of it be used for good? And what will it cost? What time is it? What time is it on the clock of the Episcopal Church, on the clock of the world? We are experiencing a crisis of leadership today. In every institution, leaders are either falling off or being snatched from the echelons of industry, education, government, entertainment. We see it every day. So why servant leadership? Well, because there is a danger in climbing the ladder. There is a danger to the bureaucracy of hierarchy, because leadership doesn't always mean excellence. Those who rise to the top are not always gifted, or excellent. Often they're quite mediocre. Quite often it means the person that learns to go along to get along, to play the game that keeps the machine humming along, but not really going anywhere. Servant leadership keeps you awake and grounded. Servant leadership helps you take risks. It keeps you close to the questions. And so, this is our discernment task. A poetic verse by William Stafford puts it this way: your job is to figure out the world is trying to be. And then, I'll add, to align yourself as both leader and servant to help birth this new thing into existence, help the world be what God intends for it to be. So going back to that quote from Plato, I'm not sure it always holds true. It's not that we don't need people who sense a call to leadership, because we do. Those people with courage step forward. But we need, quite simply, new kinds of leaders and new kinds of leadership. Leadership that is marked by service, leadership that is marked by humility. The Son of Man came not to be served, but to serve. If what we're doing is following him, who are we and how are we to be? If Jesus is the Messiah, and we believe he is, the Savior, the inbreaking of love in the world, the life-giving liberator, what will we do with the leadership he's modeled, the mode of leadership we've been given? What kind of leaders will we be? How can we stay close to the ministry of foot washing? When things fall apart in crisis, will our initial response be the gathering in of God's people, the group, or will we focus on ourselves, the insipid internal nagging, the focusing solely on ourselves, a me and mine strategy that sits at the heart of many of our deepest longings? Will we choose to be leaders of communities that center belonging and care? Or will we lord over others, elevate leadership that condones domination and tyranny? To be a leader is to be a healer, a gatherer of community with a commitment to all of God's children. Try as we may, there is no way we can twist the story to discount anyone's value. Jesus changes place with those in the margins. He leads by example and for the good of all. He even lays down his life. So to be a follower of Jesus, to take up your cross, to lead in this day as then, is to lead with love, to lead with a wide embrace, to see beyond the brokenness in front of us, the problem or challenge at hand, and to imagine a better place, a better way, a better thing. Leaders imagine spaces of hope and opportunity. Grace Lee Boggs prompts us, and you've heard me say it a few times already today. What time is it on the clock of the world? Well, it's time for change, time to move forward, to double down on the image of servant leadership, to when we can choose leadership that reflects this value. So wake up. Leaders are seers. Keep your eyes on and stay close to the margins. Love and serve there. Keep asking questions. Jesus says that his cross is ours. Hear that and respond accordingly. To close today, we will enjoy a time of silence. When you came in, I believe you were given index cards and a pen. And so we'll enjoy a little quiet where you can write, respond to anything that you've heard here, or you can sit with this single question. How does the ethic of servant leadership help you take responsibility for the world you want to make. And so there's going to be a little quiet music playing. Pull out your postcard, dive in. How does the ethic of servant leadership help you take responsibility for the world you want to make? Oh